So hello to Italy, this will be a quick road test, not the really in-depth review of the V9 Bobber, but I did already some decent kilometers on it, I think about 200 or 300, and you know, always changing the V7 for V9, different versions, here on the Moto Guzzi Trentino experience event. So I already have some opinion, some takeaways about this motorcycle. So, and I'm on a very special track here in the Monte Bondone. So let's find out how this bike handles and how it is. It has the new, buttons from the Audace, new generation of Moto Guzzi buttons. They have a little, not really best turning lights button. It doesn't give you a lot of feedback. But that's just tiny things, I think. Other than that, the position, yeah, I mean, let's start with this bike where it came from. It came on in 2016, and it should have been the bike which used the same platform of the new V7 like really the very similar frame, the engine which is almost the same, just a little bit more bore and stroke to have 850cc rather than 744. It has a different styling, different seating position, definitely different suspension and geometry, and here especially this Bobber has 16-inch front wheel, very wide one, 130 millimeters, which is a design thing, but also highly influenced the ride. I will tell you soon. And this is a really interesting thing, because the people from Moto Guzzi says that this is a custom and that the V7 range is all classic bikes, and this is the main difference. But I'm just thinking that maybe not everyone perceives the same, and I think this model could have a problem that a lot of people will think don't see the difference and will be thinking like maybe V9 is the new V7 or something like this, right? And I did the same. I didn't, like a few months ago, like 2017, I was not really into this kind of category of bikes, and I was just reading occasionally, and I was thinking, I don't understand these bikes too much. But I had 3 days to understand it, and it's a quite interesting experience. First of all, yes, so when they say it's a custom, so your seating position should be definitely more relaxed, and it's comfortable. The seat is it's not hard at all, it's very soft, and it's more comfortable, I would say, than on the typical V7, but it depends on the thing which you're looking for. This is really not a classic retro naked bike. The position is really different, and there is a fun or not really well-known fact, and it's that this model, like Bobber and Romer, came on the market in 2016, and the foot pegs, they had, I think, 10 centimeters more in the front, and they had to change it because people still were sitting wanted to sit on it a little bit more like on a naked rather than on the cruiser or custom. So from 2017 this is changed, and it's more comfortable and more normal riding position. Also this is very interesting that V9, the engine optically from the outside is absolutely the same, and you tend to have a feeling that now I'm sitting on a V9, so this is a bigger engine, but optically not. Only because of the shape of the tank, you will see more of the engine and more of the frame on the V9 if you compare it with the V7. Oh yes. Now the corners, handling, it's very specific discipline of this for this bike. Really, when I sit on it first time, I think 2 days ago, I was kind of stressed out a little bit. It was unknown for me. The small wheel in the front is something untypical on a motorcycle, 16-inch wheel, and in connection with 130 millimeters wide front tire, this is really something specific, and you have to learn how to use it, and it takes about maybe some it can take a day, or it can take 50 kilometers, not much. and then you will start feel very safe. But before that, you don't feel very solid in the corners, and you feel actually very different than on the normal bikes and on the V7, which is definitely, V7 is definitely for you know, bigger amount of people, and also it's easier to understand it and easier to use it. Oh my, this is great in Italy. Perfecto. Ah, so cool. Now let's talk about the engine. So again, from optical point of view, they are the same, and then they are almost the same even inside. Oh, it's just spectacular here. This engine has only a little bit more bore and stroke, so it has 850cc, and it has just 2 Newton meters more, but in a less, you know, in the 3000 RPM rather than 4900, and it has, oh, this was a tough one. It has 3 horsepower more, so it's here about 55 horsepower. And when I read this one on the paper, I was thinking this is the difference you hardly can feel. And surprisingly, and I'm completely honest, I feel like on a stronger motorcycle. I feel like 15 to 20% more strong engine. And it's just a feeling. If I have a time and opportunity, I'll catch someone here with the V7. We'll try elasticity, because probably it's just a feeling, but it's a good feeling. You just know that you are on a stronger motorcycle, and I'm surprised. The gearing ratio is almost the same, if not the same, and so it does the same 140 kilometers on the 4th gear, 160 on the 5th gear, maybe slightly more, and then the 6th gear can do more, but it's definitely not the discipline for this bike. They say it's a custom, so alright, but I would suggest to have a little bit more louder, you know, exhaust, which is definitely, there are options aftermarket or original, but from the factory it's very similar for me to V7 and it's just the Euro 4 twin cylinder still, of course, sound, but nothing super fancy. And for cruising on this kind of motorcycle, I would like to have a little bit more sound effect from the back, because the platform is the same. You have the same USB connector, you have ABS dual channel, you have the same Brembo brakes in the front, 4-piston caliper. They do a great job. I found them kind of average on the V7. Like, you know, if you tell me Brembo 4-piston caliper, I would say I would expect a little bit more of a braking power, but it's absolute. Oh my! How can I review the bikes when I when I see this kind of thing? Like, this is the paradise. This is the paradise. And I thought it's the Canary Island, but hola. But unbelievable. Anyway, the Brembo brake, yeah, I would expect a little bit more of braking power, but for this model and for easy riding, more than enough. Yeah, the position, you know, the handling, I told you, the engine, I told you, suspension is rather soft. It's not too soft, but it's comfortable motorcycle. I have a problem to actually fit on it with my 193 centimeters. It's not super comfortable for my long legs, as you can see. I'm not touching the cylinders. It's not the case, but I have sometimes problems to get used to the custom, you know, position of riding. But yeah, so that will be my problem. You know, the obstruction to buy the motorcycle. But and this is getting us back to the start. You know, this bike is not for everyone. It's not such a mass product such as a V7. It's for special people who want something special. And this bike doesn't have much disadvantages. So here it is. So let's try the acceleration. Remember, I'm in the mountains. I don't know how high I am, but definitely more than 1,000 meters above the sea level. Bondone, 1,550 meters above the sea level, plus my you have to you have to take in account my 113 kilos plus the back on the back. Back on the back on my back, and so with the, you know, all the cameras and stuff, it's not bad, but it's not the discipline of this bike, you know, but it's not bad for cruising and enjoying the life, right? So let me sum up this a little bit. This is not a mass product such as the V7. It's not for everyone. It's a custom bike for people who maybe it's you know, the new model for, you know, the Nevada. I think it's probably takes some heritage from the Nevada model. It's I would be happy for a better sound, and I would change the lighting indicator on the turning signals, but it's really a tiny thing. I have a problem to sit on the bike with my 193 centimeters comfortably. I mean, I could do it, but I would think twice before buying. But I really like the design, and a lot of people like the design. And I have to tell you the very important thing. I was doing a kind of a small research, like user research, because there were like 3 or 4 owners from one of them, Britain, Finland, and Netherlands, I think, which they all own the V9. And I was thinking, like, why did you choose this bike? Because there are a lot of, you know, plenty of V7 with similar engine and lots of, you know, parts, aftermarket parts you can buy on it, etc., etc. It's cheaper, right? The V7 Stone has a beautiful price, and then they all, like these 3 people, had the same reason. They said, look, I saw the design and I said, this is exactly me. This is exactly what I want. They liked the massive front tire, the 130 millimeters wide tire. They liked the design, the black color mainly, and they said, this is exactly me. And one of them just bought it, ordered it before riding it, you know, testing. The rest of, you know, the other 2, they tested. One of them compared it with the Honda CB 1100, and he said it was fast, it was nice, it was very exact. But just then I sit on the bobber, and I felt this is my DNA. So this is the proposition, you know, how this bike is sold. It's individualistic, and if you are this, you know, kind of, if you see it on the picture and you love it, here it is for you, I think. So this is from me. This is a short test from beautiful Italy. Oh, if you live in Italy, oh my, I'm really envious, you know, because it's a beautiful country. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.